Good evening, everyone. I got this video just in time for Friday night. So first things first, we are finally making a return to American Truck Simulator. I don't know if this is the type of a game that I can do all the time, but I can do it casually because it is fun. It is fun to do once in a while, especially with a couple of community members that do like these types of games. I already finished the grind for this game a long while ago, so I can do this game at any time, whether it be a short trip or a long trip. You can basically make the game out however you want. We're going to be returning to Multiverses soon. That's going to be coming out in the end of May. Another game that I'm going to revisit is Dead by Daylight. That's not a game that I would do all the time, but the 2 versus 8 mode that the game advertises and it's finally eventually coming out, it can be interesting, but it's not something I would do a lot all the time. Another new game that got to my attention finally, and I finally tried it out, is Party Animals. Even though I haven't played the game for that long, I find it more fun than Fall Guys. I mean, Fall Guys was fun, but it's not exactly the best at player retention. But Party Animals, you would think it's a Nintendo game, but ooh, it's well, yeah, let's just say Party Animals is really fun, especially if you're a casual. It's just really fun. The wobbly physics, it's hard to, it can be tricky to make it fun, but I think Party Animals was fun, especially if you got friends who just mess around. Custom games, and that's another thing. Custom games. Some of you may recall we played Headbangers Rhythm Morale a while ago. The problem? No custom games. The modes in that game are fun, but I don't want to do quick match with random people all the time. And not to mention, custom games really does increase replay value, especially if you have enough people to get together in that game. But unfortunately, that game died off. Well, I don't know if it's going to make a return, but Party Animals is definitely still keeping its popularity, which I'm very happy to know. Oh, and Final Fantasy XIV Online. I have been keeping up with the grinding in that game. I unfortunately couldn't do much on a Thursday night because I fell behind schedule. But the good news though is I am continuing to commit myself into that MMO. It's the only MMO that I have time for, and the story continues to captivate me. I'll try to play that game more off screen and not just live, but again, scheduling is already a pain. And for those of you that don't know, I made an announcement on Discord not long ago that when it comes to certain games, I have to turn off stream avatars, those things that walk at the bottom of the screen that can also do mini games. I have no choice but to turn that off, especially if the GPU gets utilized 90 to 100% most of the time. It's not a bad thing, but trying to interact with any program on my do side monitors in any way, it basically there is slowdown, and it's basically is really bad. And I basically have to turn off some avatars, so that it's not going to be very visually distracting when you're watching the recording back to back. So there's only a few games on my Steam library that I have to turn off Steam avatars, so it's not gonna be a problem. So the good news though is that my graphics card is not the issue. I wish I had more VRAM, but I'm just glad that I can play games on the high frame rate. That's the main thing. And I'm going to continue to try to play other games whenever I get the chance. But like I said earlier, scheduling is a major pain. I don't have that much free time when I am not working a full-time job. So trying to find games that I genuinely enjoy and try to commit more time to it is already a big challenge. I almost forgot to mention Rainbow Six Siege. I Rainbow Six Siege I can continue to play. I actually enjoy that game. Now, there's gonna be some players and some matches and cheaters that's gonna come across eventually, but there's enough fun and matches in that game that's keeping me interested, and that's why I continue to learn in that game. I actually tried to play Valorant off screen not long ago, and oh boy, something about that game is not fun. And even though I've gotten better in Siege and my gunplay has gotten better, the more you experience you get on gunplay, you basically come to a conclusion with your preferences. And no, I am never doing a Valorant revisit the third time ever. That's a game that I'm gonna leave in my past, and that's it. And wow, this was another lengthy update video. But those are my thoughts for this week. And hopefully I brought you guys all up to speed on what's going on. Funny thing is, fun fact, the very first creator update video I did, there was a script or outline that I had in front of my monitor here, but slowly over time, I just do these update videos without a script. Sometimes it's just better to just speak from my mind because sometimes it sounds a lot more natural and it sounds more genuine, I guess. Anyway, that's it. I don't have anything else to say for this time, but I just want to say thank you so much for continuing to support the show. It's been 3+ years that I've been doing this. I wish the payouts that I get are significantly more from Twitch, but I'm just very fortunate to even get payouts at all. This is something I've said many, many times, and I'll continue to repeat because I do mean by that. Thank you, and let's continue.